Hey yo, what's good out there? I go by the name of Quest Legends. This is the Slums Project, and today we're going to talk about a battle that dropped like a week ago. High profile battle, Loaded Lux versus Arsonal. I always highlight the best things they said, the things that have the most impact in what they said in these battles, because the stuff that they said that didn't really hit, it doesn't give them no points. So if they said something that's whack, they don't get no points for it. So it's no need for me to even talk about it. I'm just going to talk about the highlights from each opponent in each round. Let's get into it. Loaded Lux versus Arsonal. Loaded Lux starts. He opens up. He says, we open up the books, have them closing the chapters. That was a cool line. The Moses split the sea apart. Staff scheme, that was fire. A ratchet nigga getting fixed, this a fracture, that was a haymaker. Beating everything Sensei tell you don't make you the master, that was fire. Him and Ray Charles, you don't see them when they got bands. That was a cool scheme. That was kind of like borderline fire. The man souped up till the Sandman got him swooping, that was fire. The Raymore Flanagan line, that was cool. The Roscoe Jenkins line, that was fire. That touching the nose coat scheme that Lux came up with, that was fire. The Kung Fu Kenny look, I just came to cook my dog, that was fire. That had a big impact in the battle in the first round. Above the rim scheme, that was a haymaker. Look at when you trying to line your connect and the Wi-Fi buffering, fire. Risk clockwork, get clocked when I'm plugging in, when I'm punching in, I think that was fire. Balls of Arse, that scheme was cool. Big Shirley scheme, that was hot. Treat me like royalty, look how they feed grapes to the king, that was cool. So Lux had a good round one. His delivery could be better. I think through this whole battle, he had a poor delivery, poor flow and delivery, but at times it was things that he was saying was hitting and the delivery was on point. So Lux had a fire first round. This is his best round. Arsonal comes up. He got a Trayvon died in that same gray hoodie. That was fire. You sniffed those. He said you sniffed those weeks. Nosebleeds. He said you sniff those weeks. Nosebleed. You get upset. You pick those seats. I think that was fire. We watched your career rise and crash. We told you about those window seats. That was fire. 2 Chainz versus Hussein Fatal scheme. That was fire. You was lying then. Now the truth can't set you free. That was a fire scheme. To Kobe, you just Rick Fox we was helping you win in your career. That was a fire scheme. Now, as you can see, Loaded Lux had more fire material than Arsonal. In the first round, the things that I had said that Arsonal said was fire, but that was the only thing that was fire. Everything else was mediocre and it didn't hit. So I got Lux in round one. Arsonal didn't have enough to win that round. Lux 1-0. Second round, Lux comes up again. He got a Fetty Wap scheme, that's cool. Tales from the Crypt scheme, that's cool. The pot kettle scheme, that was fire. Hollow should be thy name. Oh God, the wrong booking, that's a lie. That scheme was fire. Certain general scheme was fire. Serpent horns in certain forms bar was fire. This league ain't nothing but ink. I dropped the blueprint. That was fire. That was a haymaker, matter of fact. Kid Foundation making the wish angle. That was fire. Borderline. Laser print scheme was fire. The DJ Clue scheme was fire. Your willpower was like Jada Smith versus Jada Kiss. That was cool. You craft this shit, this craftsmanship. You're an embarrassment. Cool. That was cool line. I go in the city and turn revenue into rappers. You ain't paying me. You paying taxes. That was a haymaker. So that was the most fires. That was the best things Lux said in the second round. Those were the highlights for him. His first round was his best round. This round he had a poor delivery. He had good bars, poor delivery, certain moments at times, but he had a lot of dry spots. Arsonal comes up round two. You should have dressed as a vampire. We all know you afraid of daylight. Fire. Used to battle off the roof. Loser had to jump. Looking like you fighting for your life. Looking like Pookie more and more every month. That was fire. This point, I injure quick Derrick Rose edition. That was fire. That 444 Jay-Z shit, what you still see, nigga, that was cool. I shoot with one arm up, that's a violent tactic. That scheme was tough. Why you talk about guns? Because it's in my workplace, and Lux is the nigga that put a Tech 9 in my face. That was fire. Matter of fact, that was a haymaker. Headshot. Doctor, I'll be telling your moms a hollow clearly beat you this time. That was fire. The gym ain't leave you prepared for these punches. Bernard Hopkins, that was cool. This is very close. The second round, even I went over it a couple of times. It's very close. So I got to give the person that had the most impact and who was more creative in his round. And I gotta say, from looking at both sides, it's like who was actually better. I'm gonna go with Arsonal. And the reason why I'm gonna go with Arsonal, because this round I think Arsonal was direct. And I think Lux could have said this to anybody. This particular second round, he could have said to anybody. I think Arsonal was more direct. Lux was just giving him bars, but bars was I think a little bit better, and it was more direct. So I got Arsonal the second round. Go up to the third round. Lux goes up. He says, "Ain't the bus driver supposed to be taking niggas to school?" That was a cool scheme. Y'all the reason this nigga came out here and broke a leg, both of them. When the grapes viewing you in Big Mama pain, that scheme was fire. How you gonna stop battling for a rap career and you battling with that? That was cool. He had a house party scheme. That was cool. Don't play school with Fisher Price. That was cool. The Bison scheme. That was fire. The 2013 You Called Me Out versus K-Shine, stage 48 was the scene. Now it was first 48 on the screen. That was a haymaker. Y'all never land with this make-believe. That's fire, yo. You cheer pet, you just hair. Cool, that was alright. Look like a predator, but alien to the skill. That scheme was fire. Your lifespan looking like some tight spandex vagina print scheme. That was fire. I got an encryption. Let's modify it then. That was cool. Imposters get scheme. Speaking on his league owning partnership. That scheme was fire. You playing violent scheme. That was fire. Home is not a place to be trying this. That's fire. Arsonal comes up in the third round. His performance was good. He had, I ain't gonna have to go to trial for this body. They all witnessed. That was fire. The Paul Walker speed racing scheme was fire. Arsonal contained those contents in Lux former opponents. That scheme was tough. You a conscious brother, but your conscience isn't. You'll meet with a shotgun at the end of your line of scrimmage if you don't mind your business. That was fire. I watch your pops go from Sherman Clumps to Buddy Love. That was fire. Get your facts right before you start marking off loose leaf. That was fire. That whole polite conscious meets Converse scheme was fire. You did 2 battles and you made enough money to feed Africa. That was tough. Alpha and Omega sponsored your school clothes, your son's school clothes. That was cool. Looking at both sides, I think the third round was very close. I think Arsonal had his strength in this battle was aggression alone, and he was direct and personal and disrespectful. And I think that was one of his strengths. His performance and his aggression was good. And he had some key bars, some direct personal bars that was hot. I think Lux was personal, but he was more or less trying to prove that he's the same Lux that has bars for days, you know. So it came down to the third round, gave Lux the first, Arsonal the second. I think Lux was more direct in the third round towards Arsonal, especially with the first 48, the 2013 scheme. I think it was a haymaker, and it gave Lux the edge. in round 3. So I got Lux winning this 2-1 in this matchup. Lux ain't retiring, so hopefully we get JC versus Lux, Loaded Lux. That's what everybody want to see. I got Lux the winner. He made a good. His comeback was. He had an average comeback because his flow and delivery was just. It was rusty. You know what I'm saying? But he still got it, and we could see that he still got it. You know, he was. You know, a little bit. He was just more creative than Arsonal. He had better lines overall. So I got Loaded Lux 2-1. Once again, this is Quest Legends of Slums Project. Subscribe, like, whatever. I'm out.